Hello, everyone. So first of all, my name is Nathan Jeffers, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about gun violence, and why it might be important for you to know a little bit more about gun violence moving forward, and what maybe you could do to help the issue. So, first of all, we'll start with the history of guns and how all this stuff came about. Um, First, guns were invented by the Chinese in the 10th century for things like hunting prey or um, to use in warfare to conquer territories, and pretty much some of the same things that are used with guns today um, with us. But my issue with guns is mostly pertaining to the things that guns are used for that aren't those things, such as to kill another person or to um, just commit a violent crime or to do anything that's harmful to another person um, outside of the things I mentioned before. So that brings us to today in America. And just to give a little background, over the past 5 years, gun violence has been steadily rising. And it's really not a good thing because years before that, gun violence was rising as well, with a major spike in the 90s and then a slow decrease until modern times today, where we've had a spike, especially since the beginning of the pandemic. Then there's a lot of theories as to why this has happened during the pandemic. But one thing that is for certain is that gun sales have increased since the pandemic, and with the sales of guns going up, that means that more people have access to guns, and it's more likely that people could be killed from them. So, with that being where we're at today, and lots of people being affected, and not just those who might be involved directly in the situation, people say who are outside of the crime, like bystanders, men, women, children, whoever who happen to might be in the way could be injured. And just recently in my hometown of Charlotte, about 3 months ago, there was a baby who was killed in a drive-by shooting in Charlotte, and the baby clearly has done nothing at all. The house was shot up in the middle of the night because of some sort of neighborhood conflict, and the baby was hit by a stray bullet and passed away at a very, very young age. And this is just extremely disheartening to me, and it's part of the reason why I wanted to um, do this project. And so now I'm just going to give you a few things that we can do to help moving forward since we understand the issue. So the most major thing we can do, for one, is to push for stronger laws against things like straw sales. And a straw sale is simply whenever a person, excuse me, whenever a person purchases a gun for someone else who may not be able to legally purchase one. And this happens in lots of different cases. Maybe a friend purchases for the person, or even within the gun store, the gun owner may bend the rules or find another way to get a person a gun for extra money. Just reasons like that that are just completely unacceptable and haven't been punished the way that they should be. So to advocate for better laws and to vote for the correct officials is one thing that we can certainly do. Number two is to push for education and people to know better than to just let their children or their friends or their relatives go out and have a gun and think it's cool and commit violent crimes. Because if we can create awareness, especially in young people and in schools, there is statistics that prove in all sorts of different categories like drugs or just regular violence or anything at all. If you create awareness and you push for a change and a fix to your problem, you're much more likely to get a solution than if you were to do nothing at all. So, raising awareness in schools And within the community is a really big thing that everybody can do by just saying the words like, hey, be smart with your guns, do gun safety, don't hurt others, do things the right way. And that's a really easy one. But other than that, it must happen at a legislation level that people will get out and vote for the correct people so that they can make the laws. Because we can't do it for the politicians. Obviously, they have to make the laws and we do the voting. And some people rebuttal, well, what about if they take our guns away entirely, or if they do this or they do that? And that's not what I'm saying at all. Everybody should have the right to bear arms, which is an amendment. But simply, I would like stronger gun laws to protect people, especially innocent people who cannot protect themselves. And I think this is something that we can all agree on, to have a safer community and safer family lives. Um, Again, my name is Nathan Jeffers, and thank you for listening to this presentation. I hope you have a great day.